All right, remember this project? Let's see if we can't make it more better. We'll get started on that right after this. Welcome back. If you haven't seen my videos before, I'm Ross the Oliver Man. And over here in the back of the escape, we have a brand new electric motor. Now I realize that the other one, probably the only problem with it was that capacitor deal, but it's been on there for more than 30 years, so it's probably time to, you know, get one that's got new bearings and all that in it. So that's why I just went ahead and bought this. So let's get it cut out of the plastic here somehow or another and see if we can make her go. Boy, they were proud of their plastic wrap here. Come on. Oh, that's all that holds it to the board. Okay. Now before we run away, the new key should be laying in here. Yeah. And probably this, which we will need to understand how to make this go. Boy, this is going to be fun, isn't it? Trying to figure out what I got. Single phase with thermal and low voltage and high voltage. We'll have to read the book. This should be exactly like what I had, just a different brand then, obviously. 1725 RPM, 1 horsepower, and then does 115 or 230, and that's what we had. And everything else about it should be like industry standard, I think he said. So, like the mounting style and what have you. Although I'm wondering if it's going to have to go in slightly. Let's see what we can figure out. I don't want to lose this key. I got the new key for the top deal. And of course, all the stuff I put on there hand tight is now more than hand tight for some strange reason. Get these started and then we'll figure out where we need to be. Maybe. Nope, that's not right. There we go. I see another issue, and that is going to be that my cord is going to have to come in from the other side in this setup. Or is that the reset button? There it is. Okay. Ooh. So how's this going to work? Well, if it's like it does normally for me, it's probably not going to work very well, because I bet you that there will be interference. Why they couldn't have made it. Darn! Well, things just don't seem to be going my way already. I don't know why I'm surprised. I don't really want to have to saw off one of these legs, but I might have to on the other side just to get it to go. That's always the way, isn't it? Let's get these started in here so that everything is the way it's supposed to be. And then we'll figure out what kind of sadness we're going to from there. Come on. That's probably too much for now, because we wanted to get it all lined out first before figuring out what kind of failure we got. I'm also thinking we're going to be going we're going to have to, what am I trying to say? Slide the whole works out more. Well, that's a good start. I suppose the next thing would be we need to put our pulley on and get that all lined up first before we tighten everything down for keeps. It would also be nice to figure out why this was always rattling, because I had to shove a Lucas oil bottle in there to keep it from making noise. So maybe fix that while we're at it, you know? All right. Well, what do we know? Very little. Don't believe me, just ask the people on the internet. We should probably clean this up better than having a bunch of surface rust on it, which more or less happened since it rained in the last few days. That would make the most sense, wouldn't it? But I'm kind of, so if I pull that on there, now I guess that's about like it was. It just seems like it's not going to have enough on the shaft, but it is the way that it was. So I'm going to go clean up this piece real quick, and then we'll be right back. Oh, what a shock that I wasn't thinking. But why not use the emery cloth that a viewer sent? So I've got that here. And I also got another bolt I thought I was going to put in this back one, but maybe we're not going to do that. Let's see here. You don't worry about what I'm doing off camera. It'll be fine. Yeah, we're not quite centered in there, so we're going to have to do that before we finish here, or we're going to have issues. I was mainly worried about the inside of this. It doesn't look like we're going to have much success. There we go. Got to find the right size finger. I don't know, guys. Maybe you're not getting much out of this. Maybe I should just get a different job. That'd probably be a good idea. think on the last one it was pretty well flush. That doesn't mean that's the way it's going to be on this one. But, you know, we're going to have to figure that out. Okay, well, so we're gonna want to go somewhere in that neighborhood there, as far as, and I can tell right now, we're probably gonna have to go out a little bit more, because that's gonna pull it in. That's about where it needs to be finished. So we're gonna have to pull that out a little bit. And it needs to be off by I still feel like we're too good there. I'm going to say that that's about where it needs to be. Maybe you got a better angle than I do from up top. That's where we're going to start. Because once we tighten this and draw, this piece will actually draw onto the wedge. And somebody said, isn't that on backwards? Well, no, because it's got to stick out farther this way, and about the only way to do that is the way they had it, so it's got to be 7/16. Maybe, well, I don't know if I want a ratchet wrench, but I'm thinking less is more. If I do it with this, I'll be less likely to destroy it. Get it snug and then do the other side a little. It's kind of hard to do this with the camera where it is. But we can beat the system here, see? Now we're headed there. Back to this one. Let's give it a few. I really don't know how else to do this with you sitting right there so that you could still see. Oh, I know. How about a tripod? Yep, probably should find that back one of these days and remember to use it. It might actually be easier to tighten it up the rest of the way, or double check it, I should say, once the belts are on there. Well, that doesn't look even. It's not. It's got a little wobble to it. I need to tighten this one side more. There we go. Wow, you wouldn't think that little bit would make a difference, but it did. Now, of course, I went out and got 2 brand new belts, right? False. I forgot all about that part. But the nice thing is, these were still working, so why wouldn't they work again? Come on. Ah, nerds. Let's get something to... Let's get an inappropriate screwdriver to do that. There we go. Oh, we didn't get into that tube. Okay, we can fix it. Don't worry. And I think we need to go this way, because that's the way that stuff comes out. So we'll have to figure that out in a second when we get to the wiring portion of this affair. But I think it needs to go... I think it needs to slide over a little more. And I don't know if we can do that or not. We're kind of into the brace in the bottom of the thing. And I don't think that this is adjustable, is it? Maybe the guard is adjustable. Okay, if that's the case, then that's what I'm going to do, is adjust it. Let's see here. Don't run away from me, pals. There we go. That's what I want. Just fool it into working, see? That's a lot better. Okay. So, what I've got here is centered in the slot, more or less, and that's what I was after. The guard has obviously been loose at different times in its life, but that's what we want right there. I'm going to quickly double check some of this, which I think is probably fine. Gets pulled all the way on there. All right, now for the difficult affair. Well, our old wiring came in from here. Our new wiring has to come in from here. Problem is this. So I'm gonna have to cut this off, which I don't really like, but I gotta do it so that it's, you know, not in our way. I don't know that it really matters, because what am I ever gonna use on here that would need to be out there? Probably nothing. So I guess we'll go with it. And now I got to find a way to get in there where it's not gonna hurt anything. So you maybe won't be along for this ride. I don't know. Let's see if this would give me a leverage and I could. That's sure to weaken everything. That's what we want. Now for the sadness, because we don't really know what's what here. We're gonna have to read the book to make sure we do this right. Because Because we don't know. I'm hoping that the diagram on top makes sense once I take this loose, you know. Low voltage, high voltage. Well, to me, low voltage would be the 115. And that's what it's telling us. Okay. Come on out of here, wires. Holy Knutson. Look at that wad of wires. I think first, before we do anything, let's feed our original wires in there and get them bolted up. But we did it wrong already, and I forgot to take the lock ring off first. There we go. Oh, what fun. Oh, what fun this is. That's not even the right size hole, but we'll go with it. I think I would have much preferred a box that had knockouts in it over this, but we're gonna roll with it. Because what choice do we have, you know? Probably could get a big flat washer to put on there, but that'll work. All right, so let's sort what we have out here. We have a blue wire that we smashed. No. Is that one labeled? There's no number on that one, on the blue. This one comes from a thermal switch. I saw number 5. There's 5. 5 and 2 and J were supposed to be together. 3. Now see, right now we're wired up for high voltage. 5 and 8 and 2. No, that ain't even right. Okay, red is 8. So for low voltage, we need line number 1, which I have no idea which is what. The brown one is not stamped. We need line number 1, 8, and 3. This yellow one is 4. So that's going to go to one of our come-in wires, the yellow one. So that's fine there. These two, we don't know what they do. So 4 we know goes. We got to figure out what the... We're going to have to get the book because there's not labels on all these wires other than just colors. Unless I'm just missing it. See, there's 8. So 8 and 3 and 1. 8 and 3 is orange. Okay. So for low speed operation, we want to make this a little more better here. Okay, so 8 and 3, and then we need 1. 4 is hanging out over here because it goes as one of our inputs. But I got to figure out which one of these leftovers won. And then it says to reverse rotation, you would switch leads 5 and 8. And 5 is this black one. So we're going to have to try it. So 3 and 8. And I wonder if 1 is the other one. No, that wouldn't be right. See, what's this white one? The white one is 2. So 2, 5 are going to go together. But then I need to figure out the difference between J and then number 1. So brown or blue? One of these has to be J and one of them has to be number 1. And I need my other wire nut from the other motor anyway, so it's right behind me. Okay. So, boy, this don't tell us nothing, does it? The blue goes in, so I would be thinking, I don't know. Okay, blue is number 1, there it is. So 1, 8, and 3 are gonna go to one of these. And this might be temporary because, like I said, we got to get, this one will have 4. Let's use this nut. We got to do a test run, see? First, before we, and then, oh, 4, 1 and 4, no, 4 goes to our line coming in. So that would be as such, but then I got to connect 2, 5, and J. And so that would be, white was 2, 5, and then the brown one, for whatever reason, would have to be J by the process of elimination. It sure it does say. I guess that is a J. Does you see that? I guess that's supposed to be J. Alright, I need another wire nut. I know if I do too good a job, we're going to have to take it apart. I know how this goes. Let's go turn the electric on and see what happens. Yeah, see, what you're going to want to do is work on this on a day when it's been raining. There's water all over the ground. Let's see what happens. Oh, yeah. That's what we want. I got it right the first time. Holy Knutson. And it runs so quiet. That other one used to make a lot of noise. So, good deal. Okay, I shut the electric off again just to provide a little bit of safety here. Not that one really needs it, but we're going to try to tuck everything in there. That's a pretty healthy wad of stuff to try to get out of your way. Get in there. I don't want anything accidentally pinched. Well, I should probably put one in the bottom too to help hold. All right, let's give her one more test here. Oh, well, okay, my little bucket. That really did good, didn't it? I'd say that's enough of a test. We made a mess. Buddy will clean most of it up. But that's the way we needed to go with it. And like I said, it runs super duper quiet now, and that's nice. The only thing left to do is I did not get a new bolt for this belt guard, and it takes a fairly long bolt that we broke. So I'm gonna have to do that from the hardware store. I mean, there's just no cobbling it around about that one. I mean, then we can put that back on, you know. And I still think I'm gonna build it a little house. Some people in the comments said, you don't need a little house, it's made for outdoors. Well, that's true, but in life, when does stuff ever work the way it's supposed to? Very rarely. I think this actually goes inside of this one, like that. But whatever, we gotta get our cover, or our bolt, to hold it. But I'd say that we call this a success, finally. And like I said, this, somebody told me there was only like 2 choices for motors. I Googled this and you could get it off the internet, but I bought it from a local place that I know I could, you know, if something's wrong, go back and they could help me. And it was about the same price. And that price was, because I know people are gonna ask, $350, which is cheaper than I thought it would be. And yeah, you know, it's all new bearings and the whole works, and that's what I'm after. The other motor, I could have probably slapped a capacitor on it and went, but there's just no, I mean, how much longer would that have lasted? It served its life. I may still do that to have it as an emergency spare, but I would just rather buy a new one. I mean, this wasn't too much money for, and I know it's not going to last as long as the first one did, but still, like I said, looks like a good one. I hope it lasts that way. I'm going to try to keep it covered with something, just so that it's not, you know, keep a little bit more weather off it. I know it's weatherproofed, but that doesn't always mean they did a good job at it. And after a little while, this stuff will probably break down a little bit. So, yeah, but I'm going to call this a success. It runs. It obviously augers out corn faster than my little tiny 2 small bucket could handle. And we should be good to go. As always, if you enjoy my videos, give them a thumbs up. Leave a comment and tell me how dumb you think I am. Or if by some slim chance you liked it, say that. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.